Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. The channel is for educations and technology. So this morning, one of our friends, Wing Chun friends, wrote me this message which I'm going to read for you, okay? The previous videos that speaks about under pressure addresses all the physical aspect of what we call pressure. What I am curious about is the psychological aspect of pressure training. I have seen many students who have never been in a real fight or had to defend themselves and are unsure of themselves. The pressure both chemically and psychologically is real. When in any kinds of self-defense or conflict, how does one pressure test the mind? How does one train the mind to work under pressure and not enter a state of freeze or fight, but instead that of clear thought? I would love to hear thoughts on this, or maybe see a video from you. So our friend is asking the questions on the psychological aspect of under pressure. Like in the video I shared yesterday, I say that under pressure it is just because one do not know how to handle impulse momentum. One have never trained it that way. So today I'd like to share with you how I see this entire thing, this entire under pressure stuff. So here on, we have a solutions to clear all this under pressure out. You see, under pressure has become a term of superiorly complex, or a terms of denying other people. So for example, it's like we are in the class. Work under pressure is, hey, do you have an A? I have an A. You have a C. You have a C. So keeping using the under pressure term to actually degrade other people. Can your Wing Chun work under pressure? Well, when you use the term to degrade other people, that means you're going to use the term to actually upgrade yourself. Like you're better than other people because you can handle things under pressure. You can operate under pressure. You can see in all over the Wing Chun forum all this kind of, I call it nonsense. You know why? You know why we are under pressure? Under pressure, it just means we don't know, or we are not sure. Next time when you feel or sense the under pressure, just ask yourself, what don't I know? What do I need to know? What am I not sure? What do I need to make it solid? That's all. So big deal under pressure. The entire world, like in the Silicon Valley, everybody is under pressure every day if they want to be under pressure. Look at your Ethernet from 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Didn't everybody is under pressure? Because every day you face unknown. Every day you face the competitor. Now, if you look at it, it's just like, okay, there's something which I don't know. I'm going to learn about it and to work on it so that I know what pressure. If you keep being say, well, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Well, then you don't know. Why? Because you blow up whatever the small things. You blind yourself. You're not looking for solution. Even worse is when we keeping saying, your thing doesn't work under pressure, blah, 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 but you don't know what it is. You just use the term to downgrade other people, and guess what? That goddamn thing will be backfire. Whatever you say out, you're going to take back. Okay? So, our friend asked about the psychological aspect of under pressure. You know, most of it, this so-called psychology aspect, is a problem in today's Chinese martial arts. It is. Why? This get influenced by the so-called the pseudo Chinese philosophy. I call it pseudo is because this is not really Chinese philosophy, not really Chinese martial art philosophy, but it's a BS in the past 100 years. Face it, in the reality of traditional Chinese martial art, I have summed it. It is just the 6-13-3, the 6 core elements. And you see the sequence of the 6 core elements is the first thing is the physical element. If you don't solve your physical element, you cannot solve your mind element. And up so above so forth. Today's the pseudo Chinese thing is like, I have this mind power, I have this qi power, I have this magic fa jing, and you using your yi, not using your strength. All nonsense. Okay? As soon as you don't solve your physical problem, you cannot solve whatever on top of it. But if you don't know about the physical element, you keeping thinking about it is about your qi, your energy, your mind, then you are misled. Do I have the proof of this nonsense? Yes. Xu Xiaodong just proved to the entire world on this nonsense, pseudo-Chinese BS internal stuff. Talking about qi, the jing, and those kind of stuff. Guess what Xu Xiaodong do? Xu Xiaodong do is solving his physical impulse momentum problem. And the rest of the guy who challenged him is talking about this qi, fa jing, and all this nonsense. So, like it or not, the universal law, okay? Even Buddha is here. He will agree with it, and he has to agree with it, is this physical body, as soon as you're human. If you don't handle this physical body, there's nothing you can do. And if you don't handle this physical body, you're going to fall into traps. Okay? When we fear or afraid to face physical reality, we usually try to escape into some kinds of mind power, this psychology, that psychology stuff. So, I like to share with you the following so you can see clearly what is going on. Okay? Never ever get this under pressure thing out there again. Stop talking about it. Okay? What good is keeping talking about nonsense? Keeping talking about put down other people with this nonsense, and we don't know that it's going to backfire to us. Now, so, you know, we supposed to be studying the Happy Wing Chun. Happy Wing Chun. Happy Wing Chun meaning that we know what we don't know, we know what we are not sure, we solve it, and we solve it, we can share with other people. That's called Happy Wing Chun. We need to study Happy Wing Chun. If it's not happy, why the hell are we going to study that? We don't want to study what? We don't want to study the hero wannabe Wing Chun, the grandmaster wannabe Wing Chun, the internal wannabe Wing Chun. Those type of Wing Chun, face it, grandmaster, dropping grandmaster name, lineage name is not going to solve the problem which you don't know. Okay? Brute force it is not going to solve it. Magic chi, magic internal, it's only wasting of life. Okay? It's not going to solve that. And so the more you practice those wannabe Wing Chun, the more you get into the cult. The more you cannot having fun with our friends in other martial arts. The more we cannot having fun with our own Wing Chuners. Because due to our superiority complex, we just put everybody down. Look at the past 60 years, who badmouthed who? Did we sell anything? How many things were solved since 1996 when Wing Chun is shown publicly facing MMA or UFC? What technical issue have been solved? But since 1996 until today, how many bad mouth and all this kind of put down of our own brother and sister is there? So it is just a simple stuff. When it's under pressure, it just means we don't know, we are not sure. We solve it and we share with our brother and sister, and our brother and sister solve it. We praise them and they share it with us. How difficult is that? And stop getting into those mysterious qi, fa jing, internal, my secret techniques. Does it sell anything at all? No, you just make the entire thing like a cult. Everybody have a cult, or it's belong to your cult, my cult, or I'm the warrior cult, I'm the best fighter cult. What the heck is that? Is that living in the world or is it living somewhere else? Okay. Now, like it or not, this is traditional Chinese martial arts, ancient traditional Chinese martial arts. And this is also today's MMA. Why? MMA and Wing Chun and ancient Chinese martial art is living in the same world, not a different world. Okay? So, traditional Chinese martial art here. So there are two parts. The martial part, which is a fighting part. The internal part. Two parts. This part is get into your mind, your qi, your energy, all sort of stuff. Two parts. Now, when you get into under pressure, we need to look into this. The bottom line of fighting or combat or martial art is what? Impulse momentum play. Handling impulse momentum. And there's physical stuff. Handle impulse momentum. Okay? To get it more clearly, in terms of the Chinese way, it is the three-level strategy play proficiency. Or in today's term, if you don't like to use the three-level strategy play proficiency, call it MMA proficiency. You need to get trained in the range, angle, and level, and be proficient with how to fight in the three-level of strategy, which is the ancient Chinese term, or today's MMA. Okay, start fighting on the floor, on the ground, standing, and all sort of stuff. Now, if you want to play this game, you need to get this proficiency physically, okay? Meaning handling your momentum in range, area, in range, angle, and level. Now you talk about Wing Chun. Let's get it straight. Why so many people do not have this ability to work under pressure? Well, the issue is that does one train to have the proficiency of the MMA proficiency or the 3-level strategy play proficiency? Today, everybody watching too much movie and thinking like the movie said, Wing Chun is just Tan Bong Fok, and then straight line. The fastest between the straight line is between 2 points a straight line. Can we just look into the real world? How is supposed the hand techniques of Tan Bong Fok cover the entire range, angle, and level of the MMA player or the ancient Chinese martial artist 3-level strategy? How? Well, when you cannot cover that, of course you're under pressure. Because you simply don't know. So if one keeping thinking Wing Chun is Tan Bong Fok, all this hand technique beating up like this, and have no idea on it is an impulse momentum play, you fall into the trap here already. You don't know what the game is about. And for sure you're going to go under pressure because you don't know. And even if you know the momentum, if you just do the Tan Bong Fok and the linear stuff and have no idea of the 3-level strategy or the MMA, using the term it is equal in the MMA today, you know that you don't know that your range handling, angle handling, and the level handling is just very narrow compared with the MMA friends. Of course you're under pressure. And if one have no idea of this is high speed, this thing happen in high speed, the impulse momentum play, which require the functional training of the muscular endurance, the cardio endurance, and the neuromuscular proficiency. Of course you are going to get under pressure. Your opponent's muscle this strong, be able to have the muscle endurance this strong, cardio VO2 max of 50s, neuromuscular proficiency of handling the synergy and connectivity of the entire body. What do? Tan Bong Fok, standing in the EG Kamehameha, making structure. While your opponent is having this functional training and high speed, of course you're going to go under pressure. So as this friend say, have seen student who is actually having the pressure. Okay, here I've seen many students who have never been in real fight. Okay, and have this psychological pressure. Well, if you never train in this thing, how are you going to supposed to have a real fight? Because you don't even know what is a real fight is about. So this question is a classical question of jumping ahead without solving the physical stuff. Again, you look at the Western boxer friends, the Muay Thai friend, the Kyokushinkai friend who trained us. Why don't they get into this psychological pressure? Why don't they get into this mind problem? Well, because they solve this. So again, this is about jump gun. Jump from without having an understanding, educations, and training in what is the reality. One thinking, mind can solve those things. So, it is not a psychological problem. It is an impulse momentum problem. You have at least hundreds of thousands of people training MMA, Western boxing, Thai boxing, Kyokushin, all this full contact. They train here. They are used to this, they're experienced in this, and they're good with it. Did they complain about psychological problem? When any student, when they have those psychology problem, you know right away. They do not know this. They have not been trained in this. Maybe it's the student do not get it. Maybe it's the teacher, the sifu, have no idea what is going on. Maybe it's the school. It's complete living in a fantasy zone, like in a movie. Look at today, how many people, like they make a movie and they start to promote their Wing Chun and they say they are warrior and everything and so forth. Did they solve this problem? They don't. And in fact, to solve this problem is really easy. It is a physical stuff. I need the muscular endurance, the cardio endurance. I need to know my number of what is my VO2 max. I need to know my muscular endurance. How many pounds can I handle in how many seconds? And I need to know my neuromuscular proficiency. That's why you need to do something like deadlift, so that you know how to power up your body, not standing in the E.G. Kamyongma and thinking you have a structure, you are the entire world. No, you look at those Wing Chuners who fight in the MMA. Didn't they do all this thing? So, neuromuscular proficiency, the connectivity and synergy, you need to do at least the deadlift and so forth, so that your body, you fire up or prime your body's muscular handling, neuromuscular handling. Your cardio, endurance. That's why you need all this gadget to measure your VO2 max. Your muscular endurance. That's why you need this to measure what are you doing. Now, without this, it is called hopeless. It is not psychology, it's called hopeless. There's no education there. There is no reality, understanding of reality. You want the entire Wing Chun go like that? Playing a set and you say, well, I have internal power. Why don't you just get all the internal power guy, get it checked for your VO2 max? Get checks for your muscular endurance, and then you can do a deadlift with this. Yeah, deadlift. So that you can see your muscular endurance and your neuromuscular proficiency. It's just simple, these two tools. Unless you get this, we really don't know. And no grandmaster can build us up. You look on the other hand, don't the MMA guy, the pro, they do that? Like this is the impact thing for endurance in the UFC, placed under the heavy bags. So it is this. So the psychological problem in the general, 80-90% you solve with this. If you solve the 80 or 90%, then you shouldn't have any psychological problem. It's like what? Everybody learn how to drive. Everybody can go drive in highway, high speed. That's like this. And sure, not everybody can go race the car. And in the racing car, you have a special type of psychology handling or mental handling. Those who need training. Okay? And that is where this internal thing comes, because the advanced level of internal is the samadhi, which is the no-self state. And under that is the chi handling state, which is your mind-body synchronization. Under that is the 6 healing sound, where you can clear out your internal organs. Under that is the recovery, is the nurture chi. This is how it is. The entire Chinese martial arts to the ultimate top level is not out of this limit. Okay? It's within this boundary. So even though one have no self, one is not going to be able to solve this MMA or 3-level strategy play proficiency issue. Even one have no self, one is not going to solve the range, angle, and level problem. You know it from the history. Okay? Human is human. It is mostly physical. It's very rare people get here. Just ask today's, how many people get here? For the mind-breathing synchronization. That's why, check it with your heart rate. For heart rate variability. Again, that's why I wrote the 3 books. This book, Restricting Wing Chun, is about this. This book, Wing Chun Matrix, is about this breathing and this. Wing Chun Inception is about this. It is a technical stuff, and as you know in this book, all is checked out with this. Because in my words, you don't want to trust. In the scientific data, that's what you want to rely on. Not Hendrik. I can bullshit you. Okay, I might be like another con man to bullshit you with the pseudoscience. You don't want to trust me, but you want to trust this thing. Because this kind of thing is what the professional athlete is using. This MMA player is using. So this is what it is. So psychological issue. If you want to be a racer, like Miyamoto Musashi, you know, we know who is Miyamoto Musashi, right? The Japanese samurai's grandmaster. What they have this, and then they have this, the no self. So, because there are no self, they don't block themselves. No self is just meaning that you don't block yourself. You don't call it under pressure. No self, the people who know self right away, they know, okay, what don't I know? What am I not sure? Those are no self. Okay? And it's not like today's, I like to detach from this. Go study Zen. Go practice it before talk. Okay? Those just paper works, paper reading. That's what I call pseudo philosophy, pseudo Zen. It's not real. Even you are no self, you have to handle this. Okay? You can be no self, but If you are 90-year-old, your body have studied aging. You cannot handle this, you cannot handle this. Just face it. Even I know all of this because I am diabetic type 1 born with it. I know I cannot handle this thing compared with those top people. Like Master Oyama, I cannot do it because my body is not built like that. So get this clear. First, get the physical, like the 6 element, get the physical momentum handling under your belt. All this thing, 80-90% will solve. Unless you want to go extreme, then you need to get into the no-cell. That's a different type of training. Or like the professional training of special force, okay? Those stuff. But most of us is here. And also, if we know this, do we need to have to fight? We don't. We look at that thing, we say, okay, this is nothing I want to face. Like walking at night. If you see people walk on one side, I'll go walk on the other side. Why? Avoid confrontations. So learning, have the education, meaning that not about fighting, it's about, okay, I know the situations, I don't want to get into the situation, I avoid it. Okay? This is serious, this is important, okay? I think one of the video I have told you, right? When I was young, you know, I'm very bad kid too in one way. We like to fight and everything, you know. So I say that my arm here, you know, is it like this, it is broken, it is fracturing. The sifu who helped me on this, because he think he is good in this. And at night, at that time there's no motorcycle, you know, the 1960s, early 70s, yeah, early 1960s, 1960, 60, early 70s. In Indonesia, paddle in the street at night. And then he choosing some kind of really dark place. So a few times he fought a few bad guy, according to him, the bad guy, right? Or the thug. And he get over, no problem. But the last time he fought the thug, even he beat the thug, he get a stab. And he passed away in hospital about 2 days later. This is reality. You want to be gung-ho? Okay? And another guy is my Kyokushin's class younger brother. Very good in sparring. One Friday night or Saturday night, he got ambushed by the guy who hate him. When he is filling his gas in the gas station, he died. So, what is the point to get there? What is the point? See, we are not law enforcement. Okay, law enforcement is where I said that this channel is for education and arts. We know what it is, but we are not the professional like the law enforcement official. So we don't want to take law in our hand, and we know the danger because they are professional, we are not. We walk away from those things. If we want to go some competitions, you know, friendly competition or in the ring by rule, that you know that is within the scopes. But like this this sifu who helped me, my Kyokushin's seniors brothers, classmates, younger brother, is that worth it? Is that worth it? I'm the best fighter. Is that worth it? No, it's not. Why? Because you have family. Look at how the family cried when both of this, the sifu and this the younger brother of my classmate died. That's real life, okay? So we are not inside that law enforcement. You know, there's education will avoid thing. That's why I say again and again, this channel is for education. We know it is dangerous. We're facing a tiger. Don't mess around with the tiger. Because we are not trained. We are not the person who, we are just ordinary people. Be ordinary. We know it, but we are ordinary people. So we know this. Okay? So Chinese martial art never get out from this. Now I want to tell you another thing, which is I want you to know, okay? I seldom talk about myself, but I wanted to share with you. I have many teachers, okay? One of my Buddhist monk teacher, where I go to his library to study, is the student of Venerable Seko Cham. If you read about Seko Cham, Google Seko Cham, you know who he is. He bring Shaolin martial art to Southeast Asia. He's a real Shaolin martial monk. Now, my Sifu Fa Chan is a Buddhist monk, his student. Okay, one of his elder students. So I was born in Indonesia, even now I'm an American citizen. I was born in Indonesia. So in the 1960s era, 1960 era, at that time there is a riot against the Chinese, and that's why you see I didn't even use my Chinese name today. Hendrik Santo is an Indonesian name at that time, and I switched it to the Indonesian name. Okay, my father do that because we want to live in Indonesia. I was born in Indonesia, you know, got nothing to do with the Chinese politics and so forth, right? Like, we just want to be a normal human being, normal ordinary people. So at that time there's riot against Chinese, okay? So my Sifu, this monk Fa Chan, late Fa Chan, he is, of course he studied traditional Chinese martial art, the Shaolin martial art and so forth. And everybody know he studied it. Okay? And he's the guy who tell me, he said, Hendrik, because he know me with all this Kyokushin friend and everything in the area and so forth, he said, you know what, Hendrik, never land a shot on people's body, torso, or face, or head. Never do that, he said, Hendrik. You should never do that, okay? To hand, okay, but not body, not head. Not like today, you see, oh, I want to lock your throat, you know, all kinds of stuff. For him, no. So, okay, Indonesian in riot, big time. So he's a Shaolin monk. Did he ever using his Chinese Kung Fu so that it's invincible in that place when there's riot, all kinds of thugs and everything? No, he didn't. And even the thugs and everybody respect him. Why? Because prior even to the riots, the poor, the thugs, the policemen, when they are sick, they went to him and he healed them. Acupuncture, give them herbs. Oh, this is the herbs. So, you know, just make sure you take your diets and everything, you know, behave properly. Don't fighting, okay? That's what his job. Shaolin martial monk, okay? So at the riot, the big time, when you have robbing, killing, all kind of stuff, he's there. Nobody thinking he's a Chinese. People thinking he's a Buddhist monk. And the person who always help other people. You go to his temple, you can see beggar lined up in front of his temple. So people who go to pray in the temple give money to the beggar or the homeless. That is real Shaolin monk. Have you ever used his kung fu? he do have kung fu. That's why he show me, oh, you need to do this, meditation, you have to do this. He knows this thing. But how does he function, he act? That's why people respect him. So that is the truth of Shaolin Kung Fu. Okay? Not in the movie, Jixin fighting Ngmui, all this bullshit nonsense. Okay? And that's why I put in the Wing Chun Resurrection. What does the teaching of the Shaolin is about? When they know how to handle momentum, they do not want to injure people. They control people. Their Kung Fu is good, as my sifu Fa Chan told me. Okay, the most you can do is handling their limbs, not one single shot to the head or to the body. That's their rule. So they are good in the Kung Fu, they control the impulse momentum without hurting those people. That's what the Shaolin Classic is about. Okay? So there's no grandmaster like movie, like superhero, like all this kind of stuff. Get this real, okay? Otherwise, you mess up yourself, you mess up traditional Chinese martial art culture, you mess up Wing Chun. And you talk about warrior, Wing Chun warrior. Let me ask you a question. You guys are talking about Wing Chun warrior. When you go to Fat San, have you ever go to the Fine Jade, today the Fine Jade associations, where the ancient, real Wing Chun ancestor stay or reside? This is the group of the people who anti-Qing, who fight for the people. Have you ever go to Fine Jade and pay a respect, say, okay, you are a Wing Chun ancestor, you help the people. Those are real warrior. Those are real fighter. Have we ever go there? When I was Fat San, nobody respect Wing Chun that much, the older generations. But when I mention, because people question me, so what is Wing Chun do good for the people of China and Canton? I tell them, because our ancestor is in the red book. We fight for the people. After that, they say, oh, is that true? I say, yeah, this is the salutation. Oh, we don't know about it. And people cannot explain why is it Wing Chun is great. I say, well, this is Wing Chun. And so they bring me to the Fine Jade. I say, I want to go to Fine Jade. I don't want to go anywhere else. It's not that about me that I know everything. It's not. It's about you want to know what is the real warrior. They are the people who help the people. Not some kind of gung-ho stuff. I study Wing Chun and I'm the best fighter in the world. I'm the warrior. I know all this Wing Chun. Wing Chun what? Go learn about the history of how many of our Wing Chun ancestors in the Red Book wiped out at the uprising. Go study it. And so why today we don't go pay respect and learn what they are doing? That's reality. That is real Chinese Kung Fu. Okay? And as I purposely put this, the teaching of my another sifu, the Zen patriarch, the real Zen patriarch from Venerable Xu Yun. Zen patriarch Xu Yun of China. We all know about Xu Yun. He's a Zen patriarch. And my sifu, this Venerable Xuanhua, is one of his students. And this is his teaching. It's in Wing Chun Restriction. Okay? Read about it, the teaching. Okay, this is what is here. I read for you. As soon as you throw the first fist or kick the first foot, you are no longer my disciple on spot. You may not use those. I will give you a secret Dharma that you can use to protect yourself. The secret Dharma is called the four unlimited minds: kindness, compassionate, joy, and equanimity. That's the teaching. So you want to talk about this, that is the Zen teaching. So this is the physical part. Nobody can get away. And this is the teaching. And in the really all real situations, wisdom comes from here. If you do good to people, people do good with you. So the bottom line is, let's not get into this under pressure stuff. Just anytime you feel that, you just say, okay, what don't I know? What am I not sure physically? That's all. Instead of getting all the chi and all this, we just plain ordinary human being. So we live like a plain ordinary human being in the positive and constructive way, not go sidetrack. If the student never been exposed to this, then they never learn the reality of combat. They never learn. You put that into the street, or you put that like you know, these days people teaching female, or shouldn't say female, ladies self-defense. Are you serious? The bottom line is here. Is this thing your endurance, muscular endurance, your VO2 max? Do you have the body to support that? So this is a long video, but hopefully this solves everything. This thing need to be clear up.